You know, they had early voting in let's say 1972. And you were later aware that the impact of the Watergate break-in would be much bigger than you thought. But you had already voted for Richard Nixon. Would you have been inclined to change your vote? No, it's apples and oranges, I grant you. But across this country, more than 15 million people have already voted, millions of them in Florida alone. Do these latest developments change some of their minds? Keep that vote pretty much as it was? Adam Shapiro now in Coral Gables, Florida, where early voting is still underway. The difference now, I guess, Adam, is that a lot of folks voting today are aware of these latest developments. Too soon to tell its impact, I guess.
It is a little soon to tell the impact, but for the many people we've spoken to here at the Coral Gables Library, which is an early polling station in Miami-Dade County, they told me that their minds were made up a long time ago. But watch what happened when we asked one woman as she was on her way to vote, and then she decided to hold off. Take a listen. So you're troubled by this?
A little bit. I want to know more about it. I want to be informed about it.
Well, you're about to go vote, and the FBI has reopened its investigation.
I'm going to think about my vote, and I'm not going to vote now.
And Neil, that's just one reaction we got. The other reaction reinforces the mindset that people made up their decision on whom to vote for several weeks, in some cases several months ago. Listen to what Mary Wright told me. Did the news yesterday about the FBI and Hillary Clinton emails and Anthony Weiner influence how you voted today?
Absolutely.
How did it influence you?
Well, I thought about it, and I just do not want Hillary Clinton to be in office if this is the kind of thing she's going to do.
So, Neil, to give you an idea of just how intense voting is in this part of South Florida, they usually average about 1,400 people a day at this polling station. The poll workers tell me they're averaging about 2,000 a day. So this is an intense election. Back to you.
Do we know how it breaks down? I guess I see different statistics. Republican ballots
Yes.
or Democratic ballots. We always make the assumption that all the Republican ballots are Republicans and all the Democratic ones are Democrats. It's not always that way, but any idea?
Right. Yes, I actually crunched the numbers from the data at the Florida Division of Elections. And let me tell you what's happening in two key counties for Democrats. In Miami-Dade County, Republicans who have cast ballots through yesterday are outpacing Democrats who are registered as Democrats and have cast ballots 28% to 25%. In Broward County, where Democrats outnumber Republicans 2-1, it's neck and neck, roughly 22% for both parties of registered voters. So that's bad news, analysts tell me, for the Democrats. The bottom line is that the Hillary Clinton machine is not turning out its base, and you see that reflected in these early voting numbers.
All right, Adam, thank you very, very much. To Florida Attorney General now, Pam Bondi. Very good to have you. What do you make of this early voting and what read you're getting from it? Of course, a lot of these early voters, with the exception of those today, did so before being apprised of these latest developments in the Hillary Clinton email scandal. What do you make of it?
Well, Neil, you know what? I commend those two ladies that you just had on because they're taking this voting process very seriously. And it sounded like they were going to vote for Hillary Clinton, but they said, whoa, wait a minute. We need to hold on. We're not prepared to vote today. We need to learn more about this. And what they need to learn is what's happening today is unprecedented for an FBI director with, at that time, 11, 12 days out from an election to come out and say that Hillary Clinton is under a federal investigation again is truly, there must be something strong there for Director Comey to do that.
Well, what do you think
others
it is?
on his staff brought it to
He
him.
tried to dial this back a little bit in his letter, and I must have read this thing, a dozen times. Although the FBI cannot yet assess whether or not this material may be significant, I cannot predict how long it will take us to complete the additional work. I believe it's important to update your committees, talking to these various committee chairmen in Congress, about our efforts in light of the previous testimony. So he knew what he was stepping into. He probably counted on ranking members of these committees coming back at him, like Elijah Cummings and John Conyers, to tell the world what he has. Hillary Clinton demanding that as well. Do you think he should? Do you think he shouldn't leave the world hanging?
You cannot jeopardize the integrity of a pending criminal investigation, nor does any prosecutor in this country, or especially the FBI. The FBI, they keep everything quiet until the conclusion of their investigation. But I have to commend him, though, for coming out again and saying there's more. They never anticipated, I'm sure, that when they got Wiener's computer, that they would find that couldn't be scrubbed because that was in the Fed's possession. And yet, looking at a child porn case, they come across emails from Huma Abedin and probably Secretary Clinton. And they must be extremely significant for 10 days now out of an election for them to open an investigation. Let me put it this way, Neil. If I went to apply for a job right now, I wanted to get a bar license in another state, and I listed I was under a federal investigation, I wouldn't get the job. You went to apply, you wouldn't get a job. Someone goes to get a real estate license, they wouldn't get a job. We, the American people, would not be able to get a job if we told our employer, and most applications now say that, are you under a federal investigation? Therefore, it's up to the American people now. They're the employers. And
Well,
they're considering hiring this woman for the highest office in the land.
I know, but to that point, do you agree with Congressman Cummings and Conyers that he should share that information? Let us know what it is.
As a career prosecutor, though, you cannot jeopardize a pending investigation by sharing investigative materials during the course of the investigation. It speaks volumes that 10 days out they would open an investigation against her again.
Okay.
You know, and our Constitution, Neil, it speaks to this.
Very good.
Speaks to this, and I don't think our Constitution ever contemplated a candidate as corrupt as Hillary